Mary's need to stamp out the Protestant religion had an added urgency. She had no children, no Catholic heirs, so she was determined to make England as Catholic as she could while she was on the throne. But she hadn't given up the idea of having a baby. At 38, she was pretty much past it by the standards of her own time, but she seemed to think that if nothing else worked, wishful thinking might. Just after the wedding, the Queen announced that she was pregnant. There were public parties, services of thanksgiving, and foreign rulers sent messages of congratulation. 10 months later, no baby had materialised, and no public explanation was forthcoming. Ivor, we hear that Mary perhaps had a phantom pregnancy. Is it possible to believe that you are pregnant, or actually to show symptoms of being pregnant?
Yes, I think the whole desire, and this can happen when people are psychologically kind of anxious.
Yeah.
She wanted to know, didn't she, to
Catholic
continue?
One.
Yes, very much so.
Because there was talk about that she wasn't all
well, that's
completely
true.
together.
You know, she's quite abused, mentally abused as a youngster, and had deep depressions.
Mary was physically and mentally weak. She was tormented by the thought that the security of her kingdom depended on her having a child. She tried countless remedies to make herself fit enough to get pregnant. Absinthe was supposed to settle her stomach pains, ammonia to relieve her depressions, and black pepper to induce contractions. She even used these nasty-looking bloodsuckers.
Why would leeches be significant in Mary's case?
Well, she was well known to have tantrums and so on, and this type of response is thought to be due to too much blood in the circulation, people getting too hot. So bloodletting by the use of leeches was quite common.
Shall we get this fellow out and have a look at him? Now, what sort of leeches this is rather?
What they do is they
Trying to get him.
puncture the skin.
Here, boy. Is it a boy?
No, should I tell you something? They're hermaphrodites.
Are they? I
Yes.
can tell by the way they're dressed. Go on.
And they secrete a local anaesthetic in their saliva, so you don't actually feel leeches when they're applied to the skin. Now, as you see, he's
having a great
easy
time, isn't
job,
he?
and he really is.
He's like a pig he's like a leech in blood. Do you think any of this, all of it, would have actually been good for her or in any way helped her get pregnant?
No, I don't think so. In fact, I think it made her worse.
Mary was pale, wrinkled and sickly. She had uncontrollable fits of temper, and her desire for a child was becoming obsessive. The fact is, Mary didn't have a hope in hell of getting pregnant. And the longer she remained childless, the more vigorously she pursued her campaign against the Protestants. After 18 months, she passed laws allowing her to burn heretics. 283 of them met this grisly fate in just over 4 years. On average, that's one victim every 5 days.